from the station working for you. This is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
The newest numbers showing the coronavirus impact on Indiana are stunning, to say the least. We've just shattered the record of reported cases in one day. Good evening and thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. The State Department of Health reports 8,451 positive cases. That shatters the previous record set Thursday at 6,654. 25 more Hoosiers have died with COVID-19, bringing the total number of deaths to 4,638. Since March, more than 244,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus. More than 3 million tests have been administered in Indiana. We reached out to Governor Holcomb's office for a reaction to the alarming numbers released today. They referred us to statements from Wednesday when the governor and state health commissioner Dr. Christina Box announced some coronavirus restrictions are being reinstated after several weeks of sharp increases in COVID-19 hospitalizations and deaths.
We've doubled our cases every week for 4 weeks now, and we know that a certain percentage of those individuals, especially our elderly individuals, will end up in the hospital. And so consequently, if we turn this around now and decrease those cases, we still have that 10 days to 2 weeks of individuals that are still going to hit our hospital system. So yes, this is why we have to turn the tide now. This is why we need to make changes now.
The new steps will limit crowd sizes in those counties at the higher risk levels of coronavirus spread and would cover 87 of the state's 92 counties. A new executive order will take effect tomorrow, limiting crowd sizes to 20 people in the highest risk red counties and 50 people in the next riskiest orange counties. The new order will also limit capacity at K-12 sports and extracurricular events. The increase in COVID-19 cases is leaving some Hoosiers tonight feeling uneasy as schools and businesses find themselves enforcing restrictions or returning to virtual learning. We talk with an expectant mother who has children who are virtually learning. She also happens to be a teacher. She shares her concerns tonight with WRTV.
If my kids sneeze, if they clear their throat, I am going crazy. So yes, as a parent, I am super concerned about this virus. And I'm also expecting. So for myself, it's scary to go out because not only do I have to protect myself, but I've got a seed in here who needs me to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can to safeguard her as well. So it gets scary.
Well, coming up tonight at 11, she will share how her nonprofit is also helping to ease the concerns over rising cases for other parents here in Marion County. Schools are also adjusting to the rising number of COVID-19 cases. Districts in Marion County have to return to 100% virtual learning by the end of the month. Here's a quick rundown of when the districts will begin. It starts as soon as this coming Monday for students in Wayne Township. Washington Township students will be back home next Tuesday, while kindergarten through 6th grade students at Beech Grove will go virtual next Wednesday. Beech Grove Junior High and high school students had already moved to virtual learning because of COVID cases at the school districts, and several other school districts will begin November 23rd. That includes IPS, Perry Township, and Speedway. They are waiting until the deadline, which is on November 30th. We do have a complete list of all schools that are going virtual in the coronavirus section of WRTV.com. Tonight, more than 200 families in Indianapolis are grieving the loss of their loved ones who were killed in homicides so far this year. An event held today aimed to bring comfort to those families and let them know they are not alone. Kathy Mann organized the event called Put the Guns Down, Mothers Are Tired of Crying at Hovey Street Church of Christ. It was in honor of her son Trayvon's 22nd birthday, who was killed on the Northeast Side in 2018. The Gospel Jubilee today was a tribute for not only him, but for all of the homicide victims in the city. Today, Mann urged everyone to take personal responsibility. She says almost 3 years later, there has still not been an arrest in her son's case.
I said as parents, we can only do what we can do so far. However, when our children are the ones that are out there committing crimes, especially violent crimes as murder, we have to stand up. You have to do the right thing. Due to all the people involved in my son's murder, you can't tell me not one of the moms know. So for one of you moms to know that, your child was involved in my son's murder and not come forward or have your children to do the right thing. It's very heartbreaking for me.
Man went on to say enough is enough. She is tired of seeing mothers cry. She's urging her community to put the guns down. She says it will take more than just the mothers. She wants to see the whole community come together. And developing tonight, Metro Police are investigating a deadly shooting on the east side. It happened just after the noon hour today in the 1300 block of North Tuxedo Street. Officers say the victim died at the scene. His name has not been released. Today, we are hearing from the attorneys for the family of Drejjan Reed for the first time since the announcement that a grand jury declined to indict the IMPD officer who fatally shot him. Attorney Fatima Johnson said today she is disappointed but not surprised. She says she is beyond disgusted that Drejjan's family was denied justice. Johnson says the flaws of the justice system need to be brought to the surface. She maintains the statement that Drejjan did not fire at Officer DeJour Mercer. Indiana State Police say 15 shots were fired during the May incident near 62nd and Michigan Road, 2 from Reed's gun and 13 from Officer Mercer. Johnson says they will now move forward with the civil case.
DeJour Mercer must be held accountable for the life he took. The city must answer for their role in hiring people like him. Their answer must consist of more than them thinking that Drejjan was nothing, that his life didn't matter, that he was just another superhuman 150-pound Black man who could withstand more than a dozen bullets and a taser and still with his head hanging half off get up, turn over, and shoot bullets that no one sees while using his dark magic to conjure a mass hallucination. Drejjan's family is heartbroken, but the fight will continue. And now it's our turn.
Well, right now we do have the full press conference, which is just under an hour long, on our website and the WRTV News app. We also have a story up on WRTV.com breaking down the evidence Indiana State Police revealed in their press conference after Tuesday's announcement. There's an investigation underway tonight after 2 Metro police officers say they were forced to shoot a man outside of a West Side bar. The 2 officers were working off-duty employment early this morning at the bar located in the 6300 block of West 34th Street. They say there was a disturbance involving several people outside near the entrance of the bar. The officers say they went outside and saw a man with a gun standing by a car pointing it at a crowd of people. They say they shot the man after he did not drop the gun when told to. The man is expected to survive his injuries. Police say they found a gun at the scene and they believe it belonged to the man they shot. Tonight, the Indianapolis Fire Department is mourning the loss of one of their own who died while on duty. Matthew Bennett drove a fire truck to the scene of a possible building collapse Friday morning, but once he arrived on the scene, he told other firefighters he was suffering from chest pains. He was taken to the hospital for immediate surgery, but he died earlier today, surrounded by his family. Bennett was a veteran firefighter with 23 years of service. He was assigned to Indianapolis Fire Department Station 1 on West 10th Street. Now to your forecast here on this Saturday. Meteorologist Kyle Mount standing by. Kyle, not the best day outside.
No, pretty cloudy,
Yeah.
but it's going to get very windy here as we go later into tonight, Nicole. Right now, those winds are out of the southeast, and that's continuing to bring in some slightly warmer air. These numbers will continue to climb here over the next few hours. We're at 48 degrees in Indianapolis, lower 50s in Shelbyville and Muncie at 50 degrees. There are those winds. They're starting to kick up a little bit here, around 15 miles per hour from Indianapolis to the northwest. We've got a wind advisory in effect. It goes into effect at 1 a.m. and will go through 7 o'clock Sunday evening, the entire state, because we could have wind gusts of 30 to 50 miles per hour, and it could also be a prolonged period here. You notice these winds starting to ramp up, 35 mile per hour gusts here as we get to 11 o'clock. Then by 1 a.m., 40 mile per hour gusts, and that continues even 45 mile per hour gusts as we get towards sunrise tomorrow morning. And as we go through the day, we pick things up at noon. You can still see wind gusts over 40 miles per hour. So with all of this wind, could have some isolated power outages and some tree damage, not out of the question here. Things beginning to calm down a little bit as we get to 11 o'clock tomorrow night, but we're still talking about gusts over 30 miles per hour across much of central Indiana. It's all courtesy of this area of low pressure and storm system that's going to be spiraling our way. Right now it is bringing some rain. It's all fairly light scattered showers at this point. Have had a couple of lightning strikes though back into portions of Illinois, and that's going to continue to slide across central Indiana here. So rain coverage will increase as we go through the next couple of hours here. You can see on TrueCast at 10 o'clock tonight, areas of rain, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. That continues through the overnight, and then by about 4 o'clock in the morning, may have more of a substantial line of thunderstorms coming through. Officially not outlook for severe weather, but with strong winds already in place, we could have a few of those with wind gusts kicking up over 60 miles per hour on an isolated basis, and then it moves out pretty quickly. As far as rain potential, about 3/4 of an inch of rain is expected to come our way. Temperatures, we said, will stay mild tonight and into tomorrow morning, but quickly they drop off. By 10 a.m., we're at 47 degrees, and we will hold those temperatures in the middle 40s through the rest of the day. 7-day planning forecast, it gets chilly here for Tuesday and Wednesday, but a much calmer weather pattern for us. As we get toward the end of the week, though, we flip the script with highs mild in the 60s Thursday through Saturday.
All right, Kyle, thank you. A giveaway that happened today came at just the right time for families preparing for winter during the pandemic. The grassroots organization Creating a New Society hosted their 6th annual coat drive, but with some changes. Multiple sanitizing stations were within arm's reach, masks were required, and social distancing was strictly enforced. Organizers say there was a noticeable increase in demand for new coats. The pandemic has left many families with less money at a time when most would be preparing for winter.
A lot of families around here have to where they need help with food. They don't have enough money to pay rent sometimes or pay bills, and this actually helps the community a lot.
The group planned to give away more than 400 coats from inside the safety of the John Bonner Center. Any family could have a coat as long as a child was present. And WRTV is getting ready for the holiday season. Our 20th annual toy drive kicks off today at Christmas Nights of Lights at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. The holiday display is a drive-through format. $1 for every ticket sold on Saturday will go to the WRTV toy drive. Our very own Kevin Gregory is out there right now, so head out and see him in all the beautiful lights. And Kyle, we are in alert mode tonight, so what do people need to know if they are heading out? Yeah,
Nicole, as we go through the next couple of hours, and especially after midnight, those winds are going to crank up here and gust between 30 and 50 miles per hour through tomorrow afternoon. We've got some rain in there as well.
All right, Kyle, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 11 o'clock after college football. Have a great night.